Welcome to my channel Sella Buzz. Shannon Sharpe was ecstatic only 3 days ago because he was considering a $100 million podcast offer for Club Shack. His media agreement with Colin Cowherd is now the cause. The Volume Podcast Network is now operational, and he has been presented with several offers over $100 million. As you are aware, he also left Fox Sports about 2 years ago to join ESPN. And everything was going great until Tony Busby filed this huge lawsuit against him and a fangirl with some dirt on Shannon Sharpe. They are now seeking a $50 million settlement since things have been going so badly and downward. This is intriguing now. Shannon Sharpe is being accused by the woman of, say, assault via booty clapping. Okay. In the event that a lady claims you have sexually abused her, or that you have taken something from her without her consent. Once more, she acknowledged that this was a mutually agreeable relationship. However, there were several instances in which it wasn't. What do you believe the individual would do then? The individual would, in fact, approach the police. Okay. They would act in this manner. They ought to contact the cops. They ought to bring criminal charges against Shannon Sharpe, which would result in his instant incarceration. Okay. It would then be possible for him to say, hey, listen, if he were to be imprisoned and found guilty of the crime, I would really like to proceed with bringing a civil lawsuit, okay? And the person accusing him would have greater space to pursue a civil lawsuit if they were able to do that. When O.J. Simpson was on trial, this is what transpired. He was sued, as far as the civil case was concerned, even though he had won. However, based on what you're witnessing now, this isn't the case. Check out Soulja Boy. Take a look at the game. These individuals are not being prosecuted in criminal court by any of these women. They are attempting to damage Shannon Sharpe's reputation in this case, and they are proceeding straight to civil court. This woman is referring to a series of texts that Shannon Sharpe disclosed, which I won't discuss just yet. She said, hey, that's going to cost $25,000 per cheek if you want to come back and get it. Give me a large black baby. We already know that she is white because of it. Shannon Sharpe is attempting to defend his reputation, but Tony Busby has some dirt on her. This is what Shannon Sharpe is saying now that he has publicly confronted the issue. I now want to address my family, friends, fans, and co-workers openly and honestly. A shakedown is what this is. This is wrong, so I'm going to stand up for myself and be honest and upfront. All of this is being planned by Tony Busby, who has singled out Jay-Z. Tony Busby specifically targets black men, and I think he's going to release a 30-second snippet of a sex tape that plays into every stereotype you can think of and tries to make me look guilty. The actual duration of that film should be around 10 minutes. Hey Tony, post the entire video online rather than just your edited version. I would myself, but I don't have it. You're attempting to control the media even though you know what happened. At her invitation, the aforementioned contact happened during the day. And now it seems like Gabby, who goes by Carly on OnlyFans, planned that out on purpose. Tony and Gabby Busby are seeking $50 million. They are attempting to discredit me and are being sued for defamation. Sincerity and open communication are key components of my work. I am certain that my fans and family are fully aware of this. Like I always do, I'll be out there telling you whatever I need to say. I cherish every one of you. Regards. I'm not sure. In response to everything I say, you will simply become irate and end the call. I don't think I'm going to end the call. It is what it is. What? Even so, what does that mean? Nothing, Gabby. Now, you want to treat me like a dick? I therefore don't want to be. Don't try to control me. Oh no, please be kind. When I meet you again, I'm going to choke the out of you if you sit down. Thank you. All right. Well, I don't. What do you know? I do not wish to be strangled. You do indeed. You don't seem to have any options in this situation. Let me now offer my opinion on this from the perspective of your boy. Shannon Sharpe suddenly feels the need to pull the black card. I'm a man of color. Tony Busby is like this. He is targeting all of these men of color. It's also intriguing that Shannon Sharpe can now instantly relate to the black community. I can now understand Deion Sanders' decision to transfer from Jackson State to the University of Colorado. He is all with that, really. He's totally in favor of interracial dating, I guess. He was ready to make fun of the person he believed to be Meg the Stallion when she said, "Go rob some more hares of all this." However, now that you believe that being black is acceptable, you realize that I am a black man. Furthermore, Shannon Sharpe's podcast is indeed all black, which makes it absurd. In the black community, he earns a living. However, you spend your money on white-only fan models here when you want to spend it and get it done. You're then stupid enough to post a message saying, "Oh, you have no say in the matter when I choke you." Again, I understand that this may be the way certain individuals speak. That may not always be what you mean when you're dealing with someone. And that's not what I believe he means. Take a look at Shannon Sharpe, though. You used to be a tight end in the NFL. This woman is going to be white. She's going to say, "You know what? During the trial or while testifying, I was afraid I might die. He is a large black man. She has also been extorting you already. However, you shouldn't have been tampering with an OnlyFans model in the first place. Even if this isn't the first time a white woman has attempted to destroy you, you now believe that you wouldn't receive your call, for the second or third time perhaps, and you continue to go to the vanilla over there." Shannon Sharpe, when do you realize that these women don't care about you? These women aren't that interested in you. You're nothing more than a lick. Additionally, you were deceiving yourself because the woman claimed that each cheek would cost $25,000. What does that signify then? You were giving it out to someone who is on OnlyFans, allowing people to see her cheeks for $10 a month while earning money. On Clubshay, ESPN, and other platforms, you suddenly feel the need to arrive with a dark heart. You're a man of color. You ought to have realized right away that was not the best course of action. And allow me to tell you this quickly, okay? Your boy O'Shea has received a lot of criticism. In addition to living in Africa, you also reside in Uganda. Are you curious as to why? I never have to worry about this kind of thing because of things like these. Additionally, I am pro-black. I don't have to worry about such things. I remain in my lane. And you see, many of you brothers out there will need to learn, won't you? You believe that it is 2025 and that you can move like these other white guys because you have a fantastic business, a master's degree, and a doctorate. But you just cannot. You can't. Since I have money, I can essentially do anything they're doing, but you won't be able to do that. I am a legend in the NFL. No, you can't, to a certain extent. Furthermore, if the 10-minute booty clap tape he is referring to leaks or gets out, he is plainly afraid that you are bringing it up at this point. For you, it's over. You will lose your job at ESPN. To be honest, when you leaked that tape, you ought to have been fired from ESPN. Then you ought to have been finished. Okay. They gave your ass a chance, to be honest. You ought to have been observed. What happens if that is revealed? The podcast deal is ended. You're living, Shannon. In the same manner that Joe Budden lost the money at sponsorship when he had this issue with his small podcast while attempting to deal with one of the employees, you will likely lose every podcast offer available for a while, even though you are still wealthy. When you are out there like that, it will be career-ending, and black men need to realize that. When accusations are made against non-black women, it gets even worse. Things will get worse. I would contend that it would have been even more disastrous if that individual had been white, but Joe Budden was able to sort of get back on track a little bit. The same is true for T.I. A reality program was lost by Ty. A black woman, I believe, accused him of all those things. He succeeded in getting back on course. TLB Wash would still be in effect today if that woman had been white. Shannon Sharpe still doesn't comprehend that I'm greasy and overweight. Man, we used to learn about this stuff from our parents, as if I have no idea what's happening. You were trained exactly how to interact with white ladies when you were growing up. Where you're from doesn't matter to me. Midwest, down south, and West Coast. You must keep an eye on yourself, all right? You are placing yourself in a very risky circumstance. Furthermore, even if you did have these receipts, it was foolish of you to publish them because why? Tony Buzzme was made possible by you posting those receipts online. Now, it would have been okay if you had kept those items and subsequently disclosed them during court proceedings or similar events. However, you already know that this tape will kill your career, which is why you are so anxious about it and your reputation when it is published. Black males need to be very aware of who they are doing their deed for. Oh, you can't mess with these black women, I hear you brothers say all the time. They're not good. All right, Okay. I suppose these other women are excellent for you if they aren't any good. Brothers, this is the truth. Because you are a black man, no one likes you. Someone likes you because they find you valuable or because they like you. Because of this, anyone will take advantage of your resources and money just like everyone else. And when you choose white women above your own, this is precisely what occurs. Your ass is going to get exactly this. Furthermore, I'm going to be honest about Shannon Sharpe. In Generation X, I don't feel sorry for his ass, particularly for a black man from the South you ought to have known. Now, once that booty clap tape or our recordings for it are out, the damage will be done, and the 30-second window will be gone. It's over once that hits. You won't be touched by any brand, buddy. ESPN is no longer available. You lost this $100 million podcast deal. Completed. You did it to yourself, and it's over. You spent all of that money on a model that merely had fans. You're pathetic. I'm shattered. I never even interact with them. What do you guys think? In another episode of Celebrity Junk Picture Far, your buddy Jackson is back. A bell just rang out to you. We're leaving.